You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton.
I'm Andy Smith.
And this is Dear Bros.
Dear Bro.
Dear Bros, we go search for some advice column questions. And we see if we can answer them ourselves with our little bro brains. Andy's up with his first question. Andy,
Okay.
what do you got, dear bro?
Bathroom boundaries.
Oh, I'm already excited.
Okay. It's a short one, but it's a good one.
Ooh, New Jersey.
So, title of this one is Wife Longs for Alone Time in Bathroom. I have a question about privacy. No matter when I am in the bathroom, my husband feels the need to come in and hang out every single day. I have mentioned it over and over that I would prefer some privacy, but he won't listen. I mean, come on. Is nothing sacred? What gives? What gives? I haven't heard that in a long time. Thoughts?
That's gross. Dude, give her 5 minutes. That's not a hard... Lady, you are not in the wrong here. That's
No.
fucking... Lock the door.
Yeah, dude. Growing up, right? Our bathroom door,
Yeah.
like my dad, is that guy. Like, just he's that guy. So when we grew up, we didn't have a lock on the door. Like the bathroom door never locked.
Oh.
So you'd be in there, and it was totally like we didn't think it was weird.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was weird. We didn't think it was like not normal, not unnormal, normal, whatever it is. But you just be in there, like taking a shit, and you
Good
just
God.
walk in and just start talking and ask you questions, and you're like, can you just? I'm staring at you right now, like just sitting taking a shit, and just like talking to you, like, yeah, like where's the wrench? Is that you got the wrenches? And you're like, I'm not really thinking about wrenches right now, dude.
All of that can wait 2 minutes.
100, but with everything, like.
Oh my God,
Like
that would
you'd
drive
be
me insane.
in the shower, and he would just come in and be like, "Oh, I got to go to the bathroom,"
Oh, fuck
and
that.
you're like, "Bro, there's two other ones upstairs. You can't go upstairs." You'd be like, "This one's closer." And you're like, "Oh, okay." So like,
no, okay.
I have like I have a weird leniency with it, but at the same time, I know what it feels like to have that not be available, like the privacy in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I don't like interrupting people at all. Like if someone's in the bathroom, I won't even like. I try not to be like, "Hey, are you almost done?" Like I'll find another bathroom, because there is like I grew up with it, so it was normal for me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but also too,
I
like,
hate to tell you, it's not.
I know. Well, here's the other thing too. 30% of the time, 40% of the time, if you were in the bathroom and someone came in, they had a video camera just to fuck with you.
What is wrong with your family?
Just to fuck,
Love
just to
your
be like,
family.
hey, you want to feel really, really embarrassed and never feel comfortable in this house? We're just gonna just videotape you taking a shit.
And then you have to do it back for blackmail. You expose me, I expose you.
Yeah, it's basically so. Like when we finally got a lock on that door, like it's like, what are you locking the door for? I don't know, taking a shit. That's why I'm locking the door.
What are you locking the door
Yeah,
for?
it was.
I'm in the fucking bathroom.
Yeah. So it was. I get both sides of it, but I severely side with her.
Yeah.
Like if you are totally okay with it, then you're totally okay with it. If you're not, you're not, and that's fine. Like that's 100% fine.
Yeah. And that's my advice, lady. Learn how get a screwdriver, get a new door handle, one that locks, and fix that up, and then lock your husband out.
I don't.
Problem solved. They'll get the hint.
The weird part with that is that she says that he hangs out in there.
That's weird.
Like that's one thing where, if I'm thinking back, like.
Reminds me of a cat that can open doors. You know, like they just always have to be around.
Yeah, but like going back to the other thing, like my dad wasn't like hanging out in there. Like he just always has to do something. So he's like, if I have a question, I need to answer it right now. So like you're like, I don't care that you're in the bathroom. It wasn't just like coming in there and hanging out. That hanging out part is a little weird. Like why would you want to like hang out with your wife unless you got like a weird thing going on in your brain?
Maybe it's like his thing.
Ooh, so I've got bad news for you, lady. So what's the advice?
get a fucking lock.
No, like other than barricading yourself in there with like a werewolf on the outside.
Drag him into the woods and shoot him. It's not normal. End this strain on society.
All right, other tactics she could use.
There are none. She already talked to him about it.
What if she just starts eating like disgusting amounts of like salsa sauce for like a week straight, and it's like, you want to come in the bathroom? Come in the bathroom.
I dare you.
And then just like murders it. Just looks like somebody with shit for brains got executed in the bathroom.
And this is why it's the Bro Down podcast.
All right. So
What do you think? What?
I mean, if she's told him a bunch already, I don't know what else to do. The only thing I could say is just be more stern. Like literally just be like, listen, I don't want to be looking at another human being while I'm taking a shit or a piss. Sometimes I might just want to sit in the bathroom and look at my phone on Instagram. That's reading the newspaper nowadays. Okay.
It is.
It's one of the only times that you have the like complete privacy where it's totally acceptable.
Privacy.
So some people like to sit in the bathroom, right? Some people check their email sitting in the bathroom. That's the newspaper of our era.
Our phones are disgusting, by the way. But yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying.
You're right.
But I do feel that if that is somebody's quote unquote safe space, I don't think you should be barging in if they've expressed like, hey, like, do you mind, like whatever? Because also too, you don't want to have to announce what you're doing in the bathroom.
You know what she could do? Publicly shame him. Bring it up at like a party. Be like, you know what he does?
Yeah.
He constantly goes into the bathroom
While I'm shitting.
And tries to talk with me.
Yeah. He just like hangs out in there, brings his Lego set. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Be like, if you don't stop coming in the bathroom, I'm going to tell all your friends that you have a shit fetish.
So we went the petty route.
So, it's terrible advice. All right. So, dear Exposed, you have my sympathy. Your husband either doesn't respect your need for privacy or has an insatiable desire for a captive audience or a shit fetish. She forgot to put in shit fetish. Yeah. The solution for your problem may be as simple as a sturdy lock on the bathroom door.
It is.
Yeah. That is a good point she brings up, though, where maybe no one ever listens to him. And he's like, you can't leave.
Yeah.
You can't. You're here.
You have to listen
to me. You have to listen to me.
Imagine this was like so much more deeper than we thought it actually was.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on from the shit fetish.
Yeah.
High school commitment.
Oh.
So mine is actually titled, Man is Not Ready to Settle Down with High School Sweetheart.
Okay.
Dear Abby, I have been dating a girl since high school. We were high school sweethearts, but now we are both 28. My girlfriend wants to get married and have kids, but I do not. I want to keep dating her. I'm scared to break up with her because if I did, I wouldn't know what to do with my life. Should I change or should she change?
Been with each other since high school and they're 28, so that's at least 10 years.
At least 10 years.
10-year minimum.
So he doesn't want to break up with her, but there is no intention to get married.
And he doesn't say anything like right now or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, that conversation probably should have happened. Especially
by now.
Especially when they're like young.
Well, I don't think
10 years and it never came up.
It should have come up by now. At least like in your mid 20s. When you're like 24, 25, like you want to have the where is this going conversation.
Yeah, either that's just not him, like he just doesn't want to settle down or have kids right now, and she does, and he's just not there yet, or he's just in that like I like her enough to stay with her, but not enough
to get
married. Which marriage is not for everybody. From not like back in the day. So not everyone wants to get married, not everyone wants to have kids, but if that's what she wants, it's like you have to just let her go then.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It might not be a situation of who needs to change. It might just be the change might need to be you guys separating, because if that's what she really wants and you really don't want that, if one of you compromises on such a big thing, it might make the other one miserable.
Yeah, I'm normally a guy who advocates for compromise, like find the middle ground, but this is one of those things that there isn't. Like,
Yeah.
you either are married or you're not married, and like you said, it's a big ticket item. Like,
Well, the kids thing is the more bigger thing
Yeah.
with that, because the marriage thing, it's basically like a glorified boyfriend girlfriend, essentially. It really, what changes?
yeah, not much.
A piece of paper that says you're married. That's you can go on each other's taxes now. But for essentially, it's not. It's a symbolism thing as opposed to like an actual change in the relationship.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
we like to
yeah.
think of it as something else, but when you really break it down to brass tacks, there's nothing really changing.
it's symbolic.
Having kids there, that's a big
That changes
thing
things.
because it's like even
Literally.
if we don't work out, we still have to work out.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's the bigger thing there. I'd say if it's the marriage thing, one of you might come around to the other idea. If it's the kids thing that you're not on the same page with, then you guys probably need to just call it.
yeah.
Call
I
it
think I
quits.
actually agree with you there. But
Yeah.
it sounds like he can't make up his mind. Is the problem?
Yeah, he might be going through that, like, because there's a weird thing with people that date when they're real young. It's either like they're fantastic, they're like, I never thought
Yeah.
about being with anybody else, whatever, or people get that weird, like, I
I'll
want
never-
to see what's on that side of the fence for
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But it's always like you get there and you're like, not what? It's just I should have stayed on the other side. But
It's not what you think.
trying to get over that, like, I need to know
Yeah,
is hard for some people. And he might just be in that weird thing where everything's been so easy going, comfortable.
maybe they could do like one of those trial separation things. Like instead of like being like, let's formally break up forever and it's done. Maybe they could do like let's spend 1 month where we're not a couple, and then we'll rehash at the end of the month.
See, that's
And they just
I don't think a month is long enough if you're going to truly do something like that.
Okay.
Because a month, it's like after a breakup, right?
Yeah.
How long does it take you to just get back to baseline?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like changing your schedule alone is like a big, whoa, wait, I got this time here where I used to do this and now what do I do?
Especially because they've been together so long. All
Exactly.
their friends are probably. It's not like they have their own friend groups. Like they
Yeah.
probably have all the same friends.
And then you get into the whole, like, what are the rules of the separation? Like, is this like a hall pass type thing? And then you have to worry about the other person doing shady shit. I think, honestly, if it's one of those break things, it's either you stay with the rules of the relationship where it's like, hey, not gonna see other people, but you just need to find out, like, how you do on your own.
yeah, yeah.
And if it's not
What you think?
what you think it is or whatever, meet back up in the middle. But the weird part about that is, like, after I think 4 to 6 months would be.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, but if you're actually thinking realistically, like you wanted to get an answer, that's the answer. It's long enough to get your own shit that, like, go back to baseline. You have your own little schedule now, and then long enough to where you're like, all right, I'm not just happy that I have all this time. I have all the time, and now I've had it long enough to where it's not new and exciting anymore.
Yeah.
It's part of my life. And do I actually like this, or do I really want the other person here with me? But that's a very difficult thing to ask of somebody else, is to put everything on hold for 6 months. And here's the thing: you're not supposed to talk during that.
Yeah.
If that's the rules we're going by
At all.
at all, really.
Yeah. Because otherwise, not that what's the point, but like
Well, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting
Yeah.
the freedom, and you're getting the
the emotional commitment.
the emotional commitment. But then at the end, it's like, oh, like I fucking changed my mind, blah blah, and the other person's like, yeah, I went the other way. I don't. That's like a double tap to the fucking
It
dome.
is like a double tap.
Yeah. So I would say, like we said before, if it's the marriage thing alone, maybe down the road, give it another couple months or years and see if somebody changes their mind and just have a long conversation about it. If it's the kids thing and you guys are, stonewalling each other on it, I think you guys got to just bite the bullet and
That's fair. That's fair.
shake hands.
All right. Abby says, I hereby appoint you to be the designated changer. You have been so absorbed with this romance, you never took the time to develop interests of your own. At the age of 28, many women start thinking about marriage and children. Doing that is normal and rational. However, because you don't feel ready to make a lifetime commitment, you would be making a huge mistake to allow yourself to be pushed into it. It is important that you learn who you are before you marry anyone. Accomplishing this is a process that takes time and a variety of experiences, and you should embark on that now. It would be unfair to continue dating her at this point because your paths are going to diverge as each of you learns to manage without leaning on each other.
Yeah, she's kind of going the same route.
Yeah, she's going the same route.
There is that weird thing, and everyone always, I think, has it in their head, but it's so hard when you're in a relationship when you see like, oh, there's the finish line. It's not as far down the road as we thought it was going to be. People have a really hard time disconnecting from somebody that they're in a relationship with because there's so many aspects that you want to stay with, but whether it's like bad, toxic, or just different wants, it's so hard to be like, nothing is really wrong here, but see you later.
Yeah.
And it always ends up usually the same way where you both know what it is and it's easier to hate the person. So you start doing things and just fighting and it gets nasty to the point where you're just like, fucking whatever. And you always wish it never went there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you wish that it's like, oh, we see here.
You kind of force yourself to go there because there was no choice.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a rough spot.
That is a rough spot.
That's a rough spot.
I'm still for trial separation.
Yeah.
Not as long. I'm not for as long as what you think. I say, stay single for 2 months.
Well, that'll also see how much she actually is in the relationship. Yeah. If you're like, hey, listen, we can either call it quits and just not do nothing, or we could do the trial separation and see if that does whatever, or we can just say, let's wait and see if it works out with no change at all.
Sometimes forcing your hand will make you decide because it'll make you.
Yeah.
They say, like, if you can't decide between two things, flip a coin, and that will.
When it's in the air is what you think what you want.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it's going to be something similar.
It muddies the water a little bit, though, because when you give someone an ultimatum, so many other things come into play there.
It does, but.
Yeah. I don't like this spot. This is a horrible spot.
It's better than staying in limbo for the rest of your life.
I feel bad for both of them.
Yeah, I feel bad for her, too. That's a good point.
Yeah, I feel bad for both of them.
Being strung along for 10 years is a long time.
Well, that's the thing we were saying. He might not have known or thought he was actually stringing her along. He might have
he wasn't doing it intentionally.
Yeah, he might have just never known it, and she might have never thought to bring it up in the serious context. And maybe she didn't bring it up because she kind of knows he doesn't want that, and she's waiting for the right time.
One of those things, maybe I can change him. He doesn't want to get married, but it's me. Of course I want to
That's such a fucked up thing is like I think that if you're with someone, and this is just broad brush here, but if you're with someone and talking from like a non-emotional standpoint, and you have in your head like, oh, as long as they change this, we're good. It's probably not a good idea to stay there because you shouldn't want to change somebody's shit. You should either be like, listen, he or she has this weird thing, and
I can live with it, or I can't.
Yes, it should be like, hey, I wish he would change it, or I wish she wouldn't do this. But if they don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like a prerequisite that like you need to do this in the future. Yeah. It's a bad setting yourself up for failure there. So many people do.
That sucks. Well, they were 18 when they got together. And they love each other, so it's not like like you said before. There wasn't a reason to break up other than this.
Yeah, this is dark.
When it's so far down the line.
Yeah.
Like, who thinks like, oh, we should break up because I don't want to get married one day? Like,
and you don't know.
Exactly.
You don't know when you're 18. Well, some people do, but some people don't.
Yeah. I barely knew. I was fucking playing Pokemon at 18. Like,
yeah, most people think that they're gonna go to college and get a certain degree and
life
work
will be
in this.
Completely different when you get out of college. And all right. So let us know what you think of these topics in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification so you can get all of our podcasts. Is that the right direction? No, the little bell notification. Fuck you. The fuck? Last but not least, go to brodownpro.com for all your cool Brodown gear. We have some new shit up there.
We do.
Some D&D shit for all you nerds out there.
It's pretty dope.
It is dope. And we will catch you guys next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all